Now, for retraining the flexor activities of leg, we have to support the body by stabilizing the legs using co-contraction of flexor muscles. During reciprocal movements, flexor muscles of the limb lift the foot and allow for the displacement of the body. Activities such as walking and running are this example. Or the flexor group of muscles can help to bring the foot within the reach of hands for some dressing or washing activities. When there are isotonic activity of flexor muscles, it is mostly in non-weight bearing position and it allows free movement of the foot. During initial flexion posture of leg and lumbar region, we need to facilitate the flexion movement or flexor muscles by use of traction or stretch, and after that flexion, traction or stretch, the patient is asked to attempt flexion, or it can be taught through strong extension thrust in supine, as it is seen in the image 1. It A strong extension thrust in supine position facilitates flexion of the opposite limb. It is similar to walking, running and stepping. While we are doing extension of one limb and other limb is going into flexion position. During sitting, forceful pressure by the opposite foot on the floor, as it is seen in the image 2, it can provide you flexion of the opposite limb. It can be resisted manually, and it can help in reaching the foot by bending forward, it can train the person for activities such as putting on socks or putting on his trousers. Now we will go about learning the limb activities for upper extremity. Majorly, the upper limb activities are influenced by movement and stability of the shoulder and upper trunk. When we talk about the upper limb movements, the scapula comes into picture, and scapular movement along with the strength of the scapular muscles is necessary to provide stability as well as to guide direction of the movement of the upper limb. We can use manual techniques to correct deficiencies of scapular range or stability, and it must be our priority to focus first on scapula so that is providing you a stable base and strong base to perform the activities or actions of the upper extremity. So initially we can train the muscles of scapula for both isotonic and isometric contraction if they are required. It is important to provide support and ambulation when the leg function is impaired due to fracture or paralysis. Only upper limbs are used for support and provide mobility for the person. Whereas in activities such as dressing, cooking, writing, or using tool for work or play, these are also major functions of our upper limbs. Now arm activities, as we have learned with lower limb, can be divided according to main functions. First is they provide support or they help to support the body in variety of positions, such as when the weight is transferred to the supporting surface through hand or forearm or elbow via the vertical long axis of arm. The supporting surface can be a floor, it can be chair, such as from when we are standing up from the sitting, or it can be a crutch when the person is standing with the support of crutch or cane. This weight bearing on upper limb stimulates the extensor muscles of upper limb and the muscles which are stabilizers of the scapula. Second major action of the upper limb is to move or help move body in the direction which the person wants. Activities such as pushing to stand up from the chair or transferring from one chair to another chair or bed when the lower limbs are paralyzed, with the use of handrail for climbing upstairs, are examples of helping move the body in desired direction. The movement occurs proximally in weight bearing position of hand or forearm or elbow. It depends again on the initial position of the person. The muscles which are active during this kind of movement of body using upper limb are primarily extensors of upper limb along with the latissimus dorsi muscle, which powerfully contract and thrust the body into the new position. This movement of body can also be done by pulling with the hand. The hand pulls the body and moves towards the stronger side by using withdrawal action of elbow flexors and shoulder extensors. The example is when we are trying to get into bus, we grab the bar and pull ourselves inside the bus. In this example, we can see that elbow is flexing, shoulder is extending. So these kind of activities help us moving in desired direction with the help of upper limbs. While pulling with the hand, body moves towards the hand with withdrawal action, which is stronger. If we are pulling with both the hands, the hand which is stronger, body is pulled towards that stronger hand. Next action of upper limb prime main action is to stabilize the position of object. The examples are holding a notebook when you are writing or holding a bread while you are cutting with knife. In these examples, we are stabilizing any object with one hand while we are allowing other hand to function. Similar can be done while we are stabilizing a body part, and so that the function of other body part is improved. The example is pushing downward with one hand to improve reaching with other hand. In a condition where it is difficult to reach, it is difficult to maintain balance while reaching, we take support from one hand and use other hand for reaching. uh, in activities such as writing or eating, the support from elbow and forearm facilitates skilled hand activities. So these are the examples of activities where we use upper limb to stabilize the position of an object or body part. Now what we can do to help patient learn these kind of activities or actions of upper limb. First example is sitting, and we can ask the person to press through heels of hand and push to lift the body off the seat. Second, in sitting only, the person can be asked to push on the side of the chair or wall, which increases pressure on the opposite side. In image we can see that the person is sitting and right hand is bearing the weight, whereas from left side the person is pushing on a wall to lean towards the right side, so that there is increase in pressure on the right side. Along with that, the person can be asked to lift the body of the seat using the right side or weight bearing hand. This increases weight bearing on the upper limb and stimulates the extensor activities of the extensor muscle group of the weight bearing limb.